I just finished reading Powerless and oh boy do I have some thoughts. Some good, some bad. Okay, you can't get me wrong, this was a really good book. I can't deny I was entertained, but is it a good book? Let's just get into it. First of all, the title question, is it overhyped? I guess that really depends on like what kind of book you like to read. Like if you're a really serious reader who likes to read serious books with good plots and really well-written characters and well-written dialogue and it's like a work of art, you're gonna despise this book so much. But if you're like me and just need a little bit of fun sometimes, some absolute trash literature, you're gonna have a good time. This book contains every single stereotype of the YA genre in a single book. If you don't know the plot of Powerless, it's a romantasy book that takes place in a world where everyone has like superpowers from some plague that swept through the land decades ago, and the evil king doesn't want people to be normal. He only wants superpowered people, so he kills anyone who's normal and holds what's basically a superhero Hunger Games to let people show off their abilities. Our main character, who her whole twist, she's powerless. She doesn't have any superpowers. But how is she alive? She's convinced everyone that she can has psychic abilities because she's just really observant and can like pick up on details. So then people think she's reading their minds, but she's just good at noticing things, except she's actually not, and she doesn't like use her ability barely ever in this book, to the point where I start thinking, how is it that people don't realize that she's normal? Like, but anyway, they sent her to these basically Hunger Games. They're called the trials. She gets sent there because she accidentally this is okay, kind of spoilery, but this is like the very beginning of the book. So she accidentally saves the prince and everyone's like, wow, she's so cool. So they send her to represent them in the trials, and she's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. And that's basically the premise of the book. Now, the one thing I really did like about this book is the romance. This is a major slow burn romance. It's labeled as enemies to lovers, but I wouldn't ever exactly call them enemies because they don't ever hate each other. Like, the girl she wants to hate, her name's Peyton. Peyton wants to hate Kai. That's the guy. I hate that he's named Kai because there's like 50 million bookmen named Kai. And by 50 million, I mean 2. So like, Peyton hates Kai, but like, she doesn't actually. She's like, oh my goodness, I hate him, but he's the hottest guy I've ever seen, and I wonder what it would be like to kiss him. And it's like, girl, shut your face. The romance was slow burn. It's super romantic, like their inner thoughts, specifically the boys' inner thoughts, are so romantic and so sweet, and I loved it. It felt like they were like in love, but they'd never even kissed. And I love that, because my least favorite part of romance books is when they start kissing every second, because then it's boring and you don't get any actual good dialogue because they're just kissing. But overall, the characters are pretty shallow. They're pretty basic. They're basically like your stereotypical characters. Strong girl that's poor and from the streets, but she knows how to fight and her parents are dead. And prince who kills people. Anyway, so would I say I like this book? Yes, I did like this book, but was it a good book? No. And is it overhyped? Maybe a little bit, considering this book copies stuff from so many different books. I haven't read that much fantasy, so people in the comments, let me know if there's more stuff that it copied, but I just really noticed mainly a lot of similarities to the Hunger Games. Obviously, they have this whole trials that are basically just the Hunger Games, except they're like a series of trials instead of one games. And then they copied like some weirdly exact scenes, like the scene in Catching Fire where Peeta's like, what's your favorite color? It's weird that I don't know this stuff about you even though we've saved each other's lives. That exact same exchange happens in this book, like the exact same one, and it actually like annoyed me. And also the whole concept of a disease giving everyone superpowers, that what happened in the Darkest Minds series, but that series is stupid, and also I wouldn't exactly say that's a copy because I feel like that concept is way too simple, but that's just the other place that I've seen that before, and this is done very different, of course. But I've heard from other people that there's a lot of other fantasies that this steals exact stuff from, but look at my shelf, I'm not that much of a fantasy reader. Was it good? No. Was it entertaining? Yes. Time for spoiler review. Before spoiler review, cat break! This is Gooby. Gooby, what do you think about Powerless? Yes or no? Yeah? Putting this in the spoiler segment, but it's kind of related to what I was saying before, that they kind of ripped off the Hunger Games in a couple specific scenes. Another thing I found is, if you've read this, you know that after Peyton saves the prince, she gets known as the Silver Savior because she's got silver hair for no reason. And I felt like they were playing that very similar to the girl on fire in Hunger Games, especially with, like, she comes out with a rebellious, different ball gown, a different dress. Also, the trials are similar to Hunger Games in the whole interviews thing, like that. I mean, but I guess that makes sense, but it's still, like, the same as Hunger Games. But anyway, I feel like they're really playing it the same as Girl on Fire. Kind of like Kai, but kind of don't. I hate that his name is Kai, like I said, because Kai from Lunar Chronicles, way better Kai, the better Prince Kai. We love that Kai better. But anyway, this Kai murders people, which I'm not the biggest fan of in a guy. It's kind of a red flag for me, but he didn't want to kill people, so, like, I don't know, he's nice. He definitely is very, like, cute in the way he talks. Like, when he's thinking about Peyton, his, like, thoughts are cute. Like, but he doesn't ever, like, barely ever say romantic stuff out loud, but, like, his thoughts are sweet. I like him. He's fine. He's nice. Peyton, on the other hand, she gets on my nerves. She's so generic, but she's not that bad. My least favorite of this book, arguably, my least favorite part, might be the, like, stereotypical resistance, and the fact that it's called The Resistance. Oh, it's like every single stupid dystopian has that. Every single one. And they're all like, we hate the government. We're gonna take them down. You're joining us. And then, oh my goodness. And the fact that Kai, like, immediately gets mad at her after he finds out she's ordinary, when, like, bro should have figured it out sooner, for one thing. And two, why is he mad that she killed his dad when his dad was, like, the worst person in the world to him? Like, boy, be happy that guy's not gonna torture you anymore. Why would he turn on her so fast? He obviously loved her, so why would knowing that she's ordinary change that? See, I haven't read the second book yet. By the way, I have not read the second one yet. I just finished the first one. I have no idea what happens in the second one, or the short story, Powerful. I have not read that. I'm waiting for them to arrive. I ordered them. Yeah, this book is trash, absolute trash, but I had the best time of my life, man. If you like absolute garbage, read this book. I also liked that it was completely clean, like the romance was completely clean. I love that in a book. Yeah, if you like absolute garbage romantasy, give this a read. If you like serious books, give it a read to hate on it. I don't know, it's okay. I would say it's a bit overhyped though, because, like, there's better books. There's way better books out there, but I get why people like it, so I see why it's popular. I think that's all I have to say. Maybe I'll make another video when I read the second one, and then when the third one comes out, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, thanks for watching.